The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shoshina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news: for decades, the coastal community of Smith's Point has witnessed massive erosion of its coastline. And given the recent damage caused by Hurricane Joaquin in the southern Bahamas, residents are becoming more concerned about the absence of a seawall. Tonight, residents are appealing to the ones who are responsible to take action. Joy Davis reports.
Residents in this coastal community are expressing concern. They're concerned over the fact that there's some serious beach erosion. And in light of the latest hurricane, they're calling for the construction of a seawall.
The real-life images say it all. The level of beach erosion in the coastal community of Smith's Point resembles a cave, with massive deterioration running directly under the main road, a thoroughfare where persons traverse daily. In light of the recent hurricane, Smith's Point residents Clifford Eden, Richard Ellis, along with Terza and Terry Eden, say they are all on edge.
If that hurricane, they come down on the south side of Grand Bahama, we wouldn't have been here standing in this road today to speak with you. Promise me, because the way the beach is eroded, even if you have now a high tide, even if you have a normal high tide with 25 to 80 mile breeze, we're gonna lose the front of our street.
It's a frightening feeling, you know. It's a real concern, you know. And like we say, as a business owner, and given this area, it's a tourist attraction.
What do you like to see happen?
I like to see the seawall get done. You know, I like to see the seawall get done because it'll be a game changer for the neighborhood and for the residents.
And this is second, because all them other places get seawall and get dock and get this and get the next. They leave this settlement in here for nothing.
And even the tourists that comes here will walk the beach, they can't get up. You know, they hail you from down on the beach. How do we get up? Where do we go? Well, you have to walk back down and then come up the street. No, it shouldn't be like that. We need some help here. Get the seawall, something going.
Now in an interview with ZNS News, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Davo, along with Ministry of Works Engineer Tony Bannister, are moving to allay the fears of residents and assure them that action is on the way.
We are committed to this project. This project will definitely take place, but due to the fact of the complication of the rock being deep, we could not start the seawall because it was such a wide contingency. And if you send a contractor out to build something and say to him, we don't know what you're going to find when you start digging, the costs could be just phenomenal.
The preliminary stages for this project has taken a bit longer than anticipated. However, we are satisfied that due diligence has been done in regards to designing the product that will yield the best possible results given the young, inferior quality of the bedrock, up to about 20 plus feet, in addition to the partially reclaimed land in some areas at the site. We are confident that in short order, we will be entering into the invitation for tender process.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, tonight, vendors at the downtown fruit and vegetable market are speaking out. They say they are facing a period of uncertainty and are not happy about the way they are being treated. Sabrina Brown has the story.
Vendors at the local fruit and vegetable market are up in arms over a recent turn of events. The vendors have been operating at a temporary location downtown due to renovations at the market. They received notice from the Department of Agriculture on Thursday stating that the one-month rental agreement for the use of the tents and tables at the temporary site will expire on Saturday, October 17th. However, renovations at the market have not been completed, and vendors were told that if they wish to remain at the temporary location, they can do so at their own expense. Nancy Dean says this is not sitting well with vendors.
When we moved, it hampered our business. We're not making anything. We can hardly support our families as it is based on the movement.
Vendor Genevieve Colley says this uncertainty further compounds an already stressful situation.
You just can't take and throw us on the street. We have to eat. Right now, when you go to social service for emergency stamp, they put you through all kinds of chances.
Officer in charge of the Ministry of Works and Urban Development, Tony Hudson Bannister, says they are working to extend the contract for the rental of the tents and tables.
In terms of the scope of works with the roof on the individual stalls, we had a bit more work than we anticipated, so we had to seek additional funding for that part of the work. So it may seem that we have not gotten to the stage that we would have liked to be, but we are progressing well at the site.
Minister for Grand Bahama Dr. Michael Darville addressed concerns about whether or not vendors were required to pay booth rental fees during the construction period.
I assure you that the vendors will not have to pay rent while they're being displaced from the market. I thought it would have been a bit unfair, even though we have provided temporary locations, but still, while the work is going on, the vendors will not be paying rent. That I assure you.
He says there were some challenges at the construction site.
When we announced the renovation of the farmers market, there was someone went to the site and stole some of the electrical essential components. Those particular electrical panels are not readily available on the island, so they have to be ordered as a special order. That has set us back a little bit, but the contractor is doing other things to ensure that we complete the farmers market in the time allocated in the contract.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, more assistance on its way to those residents affected in the South and Central Bahamas this evening, thanks to a large donation on behalf of Sawyer's Fresh Mart. Store manager Kayla Perdella says the company is more than pleased to do its part in helping those in need by providing a 40-foot trailer of goods.
To whom much is given, much is required. We, the management and staff here at Sawyer's Fresh Market, take a delight in presenting this 40-foot container of water and non-perishable items to NEMA today to assist in the hurricane relief efforts in the Central and Southeastern Islands that were greatly affected by the recent hurricane.
Now, receiving the items were Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, and Administrator for Freeport, Charles King.
On behalf of the government and the representative of NEMA, we accept this gift of love from this very established company, and we say that as we move throughout Grand Bahama, we find that people are just giving left, right, and center, and it's a really pleasant thing to see. And so we are definitely going to move to have this trailer from Sawyer's to our warehouse, NEMA's warehouse, where the items will be offloaded, packaged, and forwarded on to Nassau, and also directly from Grand Bahama to the affected sites.
We have lots of clothing that we have received so far, but immediately food and water, and then we also need building materials. There is a great need for building materials because the restoration effort will include the repairs and renovation of those homes that were affected.
Well, sons and daughters of Acklands coming together here on Grand Bahama to offer assistance to that island following the monster storm Hurricane Joaquin. Board member of the Acklands Trade and Development Association, Betty Benoit, says now is the time to rebuild. Advisor Mike Edwards is inviting the entire community to drop off goods at the Kipling building this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
2 weeks ago today, Hurricane Joaquin decimated our beautiful homeland of Acklands. We thank Almighty God that no life was lost, but as Acklands Islanders, we were rocked at our very core and rose up from far and near to answer the call for help for our family members on the island.
From soap to generators to building materials, food items, clothing, furnitures, whatever the good Lord lay on your heart to assist our less fortunate brothers and sisters in Acklands and in the surrounding areas.
Goods will be collected and transported via a 40-foot trailer. Committee members Wendell DeVoe and Hansel Colley are also reaching out for support. They say the people of Acklands are strong-willed and tough, but they need our help to rebuild.
As you are aware, the hurricane has devastated Acklands to extent, especially Lovely Bay and Snug Corner, and it is necessary that those persons rebuild. So we are requesting building materials, groceries, toiletries, clothing, children's clothing, books, materials that would help in the further education of those students in Acklands. So while they're away from school, they can get in their books.
I'm here to appeal to each and every one of you this morning to assist us as much as you can. The call is out to everyone. I am here to assist and to ensure that this development association continue to be positive along the way. Thank you, and may God bless you.
And news from the crime beat, a 28-year-old man of Coral Reef Estates in serious condition in hospital tonight. Reports say the victim and another man were involved in an altercation in the Pioneers Loop area around 11 o'clock last night when the victim was stabbed multiple times about the body. Now, a 35-year-old male of Pioneers Loop was taken into police custody. Police are also investigating. And 28-year-old Fabian Livingston Roll of Hudson Avenue arraigned in court today on murder and attempted murder charges. Roll is accused of the shooting death of Sean Smith and the attempted murder of Austin Roll in the Garden Villas area in March of last year. He was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to the Department of Correctional Services in New Providence. The matter was adjourned to Monday, the 26th of October 2015 for trial. So that's the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues right after this.